Okay, we're live. I've got my laptop here so that I can respond if you guys leave some comments or whatever. I hope everybody can hear me okay. So, there's just a couple of things I was messing around with real quick for a customer. All right. So, this is where the magic happens. I've been pre-melting almost everything that I make has to have something melted. And I just realized, so my shea butter is all the way melted. I've got 20 pounds of shea butter in here that I melted. And then this is very special coconut oil. This is special green coconut oil that I pick up from my client in Billings. They infuse their own coconut oil. And then I bring it back here and I add CBD to it and also some essential oils and then make it into the product like we're going to do today and then bring it back. What we're going to make is going to go in jars like this. This is a 6-ounce jar. We don't have to label this or anything. We're just going to make it and pour it and set it. And then tomorrow I'll deliver it. So we're going to put this in a 6-ounce jar. It's a body butter that has the essential oils are spearmint, menthol crystals. Got menthol crystals. And we have camphor. And that's it. Spearmint, menthol, and camphor. So the product we're making is intended to be a topical pain relief cream. So the reason why we use these oils, spearmint is refreshing, of course, obviously. Also has some anti-inflammatory properties, as does camphor. Camphor it's an ingredient in a lot of things that have like icy and hot feeling. Camphor in lower doses can cause a cooling feeling, especially when you mix it with spearmint. In higher doses, it'll make, cause a warming feeling. So we do sort of a medium. And then menthol is also excellent with anti-inflammatory, and it also helps to. It's a transdermal agent, which means that we have 9 layers in our skin. And usually when we use a topical will only go onto the skin and interact with cannabinoids that are in the skin. When you add a transdermal agent, camphor also is transdermal, then it causes the product to go deeper into the skin and enter into the bloodstream. So it is able to work with not only the cannabinoid receptors in the skin, but also throughout the body. And so it will take its anti-inflammatory and cooling and warming properties and pain relieving properties all throughout. But the reason we use it topically is because the pain relief happens sooner, and it's more immediately, it's more localized. So here's our infused green coconut oil. This is about half as much as they usually bring me. But we're doing a half order this time, and which is fine. The way I haven't measured out my cannabinoids yet because before I know how much I'm going to make, I have to measure my green coconut oil. So let me grab my big measure. So here, this is my giant measuring cup. I used to have 3 of these, but now I have 1. And I need to get, this is my alcohol towel. This has 99% alcohol on it. And I use this to be sure that everything is nice and clean. And where this is my alcohol spray bottle. And that's how I keep my hands clean too. So we're going to measure our coconut oil. I use these tins to hold stuff in because I only have 1 measuring cup now. I feel like maybe Santa should bring me some more big, giant measuring cups. I love them. I use them for so many things. All right, so this is all disinfected. Okay? These big measuring cups are 8 cups each, which also is about a half a gallon. So we've got 8 cups there. Coconut oil has quite a low melting point, which means that its melting point is usually, different kinds of coconut oil have different melting points, but it's usually between 72 and 76 degrees. And that means that it melts at 72 to 76 degrees. All right, so it looks like we got about 12 cups here. And that means now I know how much shea butter I need to add. So I'm going to get my other big pot. I meant to have all this stuff already out, but I've been busy this morning, which is nice. And I've had some customers come in who have a lot of questions, and that I love that. That's my favorite part of the retail part is when the customers come in who have a lot of questions, because education is a big deal in the Mountain Mama world, and we do a lot for education. So in this one, I have only shea butter. And here is my 12 cups of green coconut oil. Now, I don't have these stoves on. They're just serving as a countertop right now because heat, you have to be very delicate with heat when you're working with cannabinoids and stuff like that. So I don't have those on. I melt in the oven on a very low temperature, about 100 and not warmer than 140 degrees. Let's see if I can get there. You go. Not warmer than 140 degrees, because then you begin to degrade the cannabinoids and then they start to lose their efficacy. So we don't want that. All right, we got our 20 pounds of shea butter here. I had 12 cups of coconut oil. So this is very barbarian way of doing this, but I do this in large batches. There's my 8 cups because we can have more on hand and I don't have to spend as many days in production. I have a lot of other work that I have to do too. If I had about probably 6 people who work for me, man, I've been doing this a while. I'm getting good at this. I had about 6 people in here working for me. Doing all the jobs that I do, then I would be freed up to do nothing but research. And that would be a dream. That would be a dream for me. I love doing the research that is involved in this business. I've been doing a column in my local newspaper once a month. Again, on the lines of education. And I love doing that. I just love doing that. So where's my lid? All right, I got my lid. I'm just going to put the lid on the rest of the shea butter here for a while. Because I am going to have to make, yesterday, I made some atomic peace and some hemp body butter. That's sitting over there. But I only made about half as much as I needed because I ran out of shea butter. So shea butter arrived this morning. And later on, I will make some more of that. I'll add that shea butter to my coconut oil and make the rest of that. So in the meantime, these I'm done with. So now I know my volume of product. So based on that volume of product, I can do my magic math and figure out how much of my essential oils and my cannabinoids I need. So here's my calculator. I'm going to do my So we're going to make 64 jars. So I just happen to have some jars ready. We're going to need 6 trays of jars because each tray holds 11 jars. So we'll do that after we put our cannabinoids in the warmer. So if I'm doing 64 jars, that means I need a big warming cup. That means I need this much camphor. Here's my camphor. That's a lot of camphor. don't know about you, but I love the smell of camphor. I probably because it's really strong, and ever since COVID, I still don't smell properly. And it's the big joke is that if I can smell it, it's strong because I don't smell very well. Spearmint. Then my menthol crystals. Now I'm using menthol crystals because they're obviously more pure than oil, and therefore more effective. I love that smell. So we use the same oils in our cooling roll-on that we make here for Stillwater Hemp and other wholesalers, etc. And I just love. That's my favorite one. My favorite one. So we're going to put 38.4 grams of CBD isolate in our recipe here. So I'm just going to arrow you down a little bit. You can watch the menu here. I have a new fancy lab scale that I love. And it is pretty fabulous. Where's my water? Okay. I gotta drink my water. I had the nasty cold that has been going around. And I'm on the downhill side, but okay, we're going to tear our scale. I'm going to show you this is pure CBD extract. CBD extract, the whiter it is, the more pure it is. This, as you can see, is quite white. And this is CBD isolate. This one is a little bit less white. It's got a little bit more of a yellow tint to it. And it's because this one is a broad spectrum. So it also has a little bit of other cannabinoids such as CBG and CBN in it. And so it's a little bit darker than the pure CBD. My CBD is, this CBD is just a regular extract, and so it's not water soluble, it's oil soluble, it's fat soluble, and so that's why it's powdery. We are going to be doing some work with water soluble extracts next year, but so far we are still working with. Okay, so our scale is tiered because we're going to use so much. I'm just going to use a big scoop here at the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to pour it right into the oil there, because if I warm it to melt it all by itself, especially the isolate, it takes a long time. But when I put it in the oil, it warms, it melts faster, and also depending on the oils, these oils melt it way faster than the Atomic Peace oils. All right, we are down to 4.926. Where did my little, there it is. My little baby spoon to do my little tiny measurements. Perfect. Perfect. This is not my first rodeo, people. Not my first rodeo. I've been measuring out cannabinoids on various different scales for 6 years. It's pretty much exactly 6 years ago that I started to add CBD to my products. And the rest is history. So this almost doesn't even have to be warmed up at all, but I'm going to see how warm my other stuff still is, because if it's warm enough, so when I pour this in there, it'll be melted. Oh yeah. All right, so I'll bring you back up here to the rest of humanity here. All right, so I've got my, see what I'm doing? Okay, I'll just close over here, you can see it. Got my base right here, and then I have my cannabinoids and my essential oils. So I've been using essential oils since the beginning to enhance cannabinoids in my products. In the last couple of years, terpenes have become extremely popular. And interestingly enough, essential oils are basically terpenes, because a terpene, most people are familiar with terpenes as they relate to marijuana. Terpenes are a very common talking point in the marijuana industry, because different terpenes are what make the different strains different strains. Terpenes are in every plant. Terpenes give plants smell and flavor. So a rose that hasn't had the scent pretty much bred out of it has an immense number of rose terpenes. And rose terpenes, if you notice that rose essential oil has, the price for a rose essential oil has gone through the roof. And that's because the modern day rose isn't nearly as fragrant as roses used to be, even maybe 20, 30 years ago. So it takes more roses to extract the rose essential oil out of it. And anything that you grow to extract, it costs money. You got to water it, you got to fertilize it, you have to, maintain and take care of it. And so the more roses it takes to get 1 ounce of rose oil, the more it's going to cost. So that's been a little bit frustrating for those of us who are buying essential oils in bulk. Where did I also have noticed that, 18 months ago, frankincense used to be the most expensive essential oil that I used. Now, lavender, believe it or not, is the most expensive essential oil I use. I have not looked into why that is, but I have a theory. And my theory is where lavender is indigenous, there's always wars going on there. But the wars that are happening now, there's a lot more of them. And they are beginning to destroy the lands where the lavender is grown. And so there's less lavender being grown. And so it's supply and demand. So supply and demand is the same no matter what you're dealing with. Whether you're looking at lavender flowers or lavender oil or CBD or barley and hops or milk and eggs or whatever. So this is my really awesome invention that I use for pouring my topicals. Ever since I figured this out, the pouring of the topicals goes so much easier. And I think I'm going to use my big giant measuring cup. Because that's going to be a lot easier to pour into my giant funnel. I don't like waste. No manufacturer likes waste. I don't like waste. And so I was looking for a new method because I used to just pour these out straight out of the measuring cup into the jars, and it was messy. Ah. And there was probably 3 or 4 whole jars worth, left on the table here. That would just get wiped up and thrown away. Now, there's hardly any waste. You can't even fill a whole jar. Okay, we are almost done filling up our little dispenser. All right. Done with that. I'm gonna just wipe off the little bit that I spilled right here. Now, the funny thing is, as soon as I put the lid on here and show you, you're gonna see that this is actually a gas can. We all hate the new dispensers out of gas cans, unless we're going to use the dispenser to dispense body butter. Because these little no spill ones are awesome for like chainsaws and weed whackers. I mean, I have my own, I have these at home for all my machines for gas. But these obviously are brand new and not used for gas. They are only used for body butter. And in fact, this one has a little label on it that says Magic City, because we are making this product for Magic City Relief in Billings. And the only thing that goes in this dispenser is the Magic City Relief body butter. Now, I did not think ahead about how I'm going to do this dispensing for you so that you can see it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. So we're just going to wing it. I'm going to put it on top of that 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to move my scale. Oh, you went away. I thought you were gone. All right, so I'm going to move my scale, get my bucket. And I'm going to put my dispenser on top of my bucket. Then I'm going to make sure you can see it. And then in about 10 minutes, we're going to be all done making this. Although, I forgot, I haven't gotten all of my jars out yet. So we have 1, 2, so I got a brand new case of sterile jars. Three. That's what I say I was going to need 6. Or we're almost there. I love these little trays. because they're just so handy for everything, especially gummies. I think next time I do this, we'll do gummies. That'll be fun. Kind of ridiculous the amount of cardboard I have. 6. Especially right now. All right. So, let's turn you over here so that you can see. Sorry. There. Now you can see the pouring part. All right, so we're going to put our stack of empty jars over here. Then the first thing we're going to do is figure out, where our spill line is. It's right there. Okay, cool. That way, when we let go to put a jar down and it drips, it just goes in a jar. So, you may notice that this product, when they infuse their coconut oil, there is a little bit of the fiber from the plant makes it into the coconut oil. And so that's what you're going to see coming out and floating around in the jar is the fiber, the plant fiber. I love the days when I make either this product or the cooling roll-on because it's just so nice and warm and it smells good and it'll clean out your sinuses for sure. My nose is getting a little bit runny. But as you can see, we have very little waste happening because of our really, really awesome dispenser. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably spend some time online and find maybe some more professional looking or proper dispensing apparatus. But I like to, number one, support my local businesses and also get what I want, like right now. And when you live in a remote area like Columbus, Montana, you don't really get what you want right now. You order it online and then it eventually shows up. And that's how that works. And that's just a small sacrifice you make to be able to live in a wonderful place like Columbus, Montana. So as you can see, we are almost halfway done here already. And then once we're done pouring, we will see what we've got. When I get done pouring today and putting lids on and cooling them so that they will set, I usually will let them cool to room temperature first until they're kind of cloudy and not clear anymore. Then put them in the refrigerator to give them their final set. And then they're good. And tomorrow I'll just pack up all my cases of body butter and bring them out and deliver them to Magic City Relief in Billings. I've been working with Jenny at Magic City Relief for a number of years now. And we've made a lot of different products for her. And this one is everybody's favorite. And we probably made 1,000 jars for them this year of this product. And is that the UPS man?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you want to get the dog then so she doesn't lose her mind. What is it about dogs and UPS? In fact, if you just put her on her leash and take her out, that'd be great. Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how are you? I had something I was going to tell you, and I totally forgot. But I thought it was funny. I'll have to wait till tomorrow, I guess.
All right. When you remember it, just write it down on a
I will. I'll write it down on a little UPS Post-it note.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, yeah. How are you? I'll get you. I'll get you.
She didn't even bark. What a good girl.
I have to close her mouth.
Yeah.
I'm a good girl. Yes.
Why isn't it still on a dog bark?
Because it's a good dog.
Well, if I don't see you tomorrow, have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, that's what it was. I was laughing on Facebook because my friend Mandy always post funny memes, and it was my UPS man said Merry Christmas to me today. Like I'm not going to see him 20 more times between now and then. But yes, have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you again.
All right. You guys enjoy.
You too, Bob.
We'll see you later.
Okay, bye. Thank you. All right, we are just about perfect here. I'm just going to see if. And I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but that was perfect. Perfect amount. Let me just put the lid on here. We'll go clean that up later. Got all my dirty stuff over there. And these go over here. I always get some extras just in case. Just in case it's more, it kind of turns out to be more than what I think. So there we have made 67 jars of Magic City body butter. And now you know how we do that and why we do that. And so I'm just going to put some lids on it and go back to my desk and do some desk work. And I'm really, really grateful for all of you that joined me. And I'm looking forward to the next time we do this. So you guys have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year. And we'll see you next time.